Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. It's your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief, APGAINS, and I want to talk about the brand new ship. Of course, I don't have my Resistance ships because I'm not a lame-o shlamo, but we have the MG-100 StarFortress SF-17. It's bad. Fortunately, it's supposed to be bad. Hear me out. The developers have said that, this is not exactly going to be a meta-shifting fleet, but instead just an excuse to have a tank for the Resistance fleet, just to fill it out, to kind of increase the value of the people who went for Rey and stuff like that. So we know it's not designed to counter negotiators, malevolences, executors, and stuff like that. So we have to view this not as, it's terrible because it can't counter executor. It's terrible because it's supposed to be terrible. It's not supposed to be a good ship. It's supposed to be a ship. Its purpose for existing is to just exist. Simply because they only had 3 ships. Now they have 4. Now they have a reinforcement, right? Now they have at least a reinforcement. Theoretically, maxed out, you could snipe the Executor if you get Radis super fast. Radis is kind of faster than the Negotiator. You could snipe the Negotiator. That requires insane investment that maybe only 5 people in the entire world will do. So outside of that possibility, this ship is not meant to be good. It's completely different. The StarFortress is completely different than, I was like, oh, thank God, I thought I didn't press the button to turn my audio on. It's completely different from, I know how to speak English, right? Where's the Fs? There we go. It's completely different than the finalizer of the TIE Echelon. Not only do I think the TIE Echelon has a better kit, but they already had 4 ships, now they have 5. But more importantly, even without the TIE Echelon, the Finalizer was still beating Negotiators if you did it right, if you had high enough relics, if you had some good speeds on your ship and stuff like that. So the Finalizer was already in a much better spot than where the Radis was. So instead of, both of them going up equally and the ships being equal in value, this one's going up a lot more because it went from countering Negotiators. Now it's probably going to counter Negotiators super well. Maybe it'll be the best cleanup for executors and stuff like that. And this, there's no real increase in value from the Resistance ship, not like I imagine the TIE Echelon. So I think we gotta cool our horses, hold our brave, whatever the term is. We gotta slow down. Don't get upset that, oh my God, dude, CG doesn't know how to do ships. The ships suck. This ship was made and said by CG from their own mouths live on an interview. The ship is not supposed to be good. This is not supposed to be a meta-defying ship. All it's supposed to do is kind of exist. That being said, it's got some good uses. If they come out eventually with another Resistance ship, I don't know if there are even any more Resistance characters off the top of my head. None of them are good. But if they came out with another Resistance ship, maybe that's the difference. Maybe it's going to take Omicron, Zeta, Relic 9, Rose Tico to get the StarFortress just barely thick enough to survive long enough, but more than likely, this is kind of just here you go. We're behind on a lot of our other content for whatever reason. Here's a quick layup to get some favor back in the community. But I definitely wouldn't be upset that they're giving us basically a ship that's purpose is to exist. So that being said, I want you guys to let me know what you guys are thinking about how this ship. You guys probably watched some testing footage or something like that, I'm sure. All the people who do 7-star testing day 1 are going to have videos out today with their footage, probably saying likely the same thing that I said. So I want to know what you guys think about the ship. Also, we are trying to get 15,000 subscribers. You guys do want to help us. We will be going to Capital Games headquarters, stealing the one laptop that they use to control the entire game, and giving everyone one cup shard, and giving Cup an Omicron. We've been needing a Cup rework for a long time. Once we hit 15,000 subscribers, we will do that. The Resistance fleet... This is just one of the main reasons why, no one has Rey. A lot of people have Rey because they've been playing long enough, but when you're farming, you never hear someone talk about farming Rey as your first Galactic Legend, right? And it's not necessarily the fact that the ship is not that good. Rey is not nearly as good as any of the other Galactic Legends. I think Rey probably... I would say Rey is probably the worst Galactic Legend, and then Lord Vader is the next worst. They need another ship. Maybe the heroes get a ship or something like that. Maybe the smugglers get a ship. But the Resistance fleet just doesn't have anything. It doesn't have the offense of the First Order fleet. Wherever F is on the English language. It doesn't have the offense of the First Order fleet. It doesn't have the brokenness of the Executor, which will then have all the bounty hunters. And then Chimera is probably going to one-shot Executors once it's all said and done with the Inquisitor ship. So that's changing the meta. If they ever introduce a single other Separatist or Galactic Republic or Rebel ship, that'll change the meta a lot. Like, can you imagine if a Red 5 or an A-Wing or a fucking bomber or something comes to... if Grogu flying Luke's X-Wing, you know what I mean? Something comes to the Rebel fleet, that'll be broken. So we'll have, the meta-defining, with some help, meta-defining. This thing will now be, who knows? It already beats Negotiator. Maybe it gets close, is now the best Executor two-shot lead or cleanup. Like, the Radis is sitting in kind of the same place that, like, Executrix was, since everything's been stolen by Chimera and Endurance. Is it Endurance and Radis? Like, Endurance doesn't even have characters, right? So Radis, of the possibly usable ships, Radis is the worst. And I don't think that the StarFortress changes that whatsoever. I like the fact that they added a tank just so that they could say that the fleet was theoretically done. But, I mean, it would take another ship. If you put both of the Resistance bros in a something, I don't even know what it would be. You put, old Lando into the game, and old Lando flies something, or one of the random ships that we saw when they attacked Exegol. Maybe they give him a horse in space. Like, maybe we go back to the drawing board and say, okay, the Radis is useful. The ship's useless. It's meant to be useless. Thank you guys so much for watching. Quick note, the IGL Season 5 is starting. If you guys don't know what the IGL is, Intergalactic Grand Arena League. It is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes eSport. We finally have 8 teams. We have Arnold's and Alderaan Annihilators. We have CG Crumb's The Hive. We have It's Just Ian's Plowjobs. We have Gridden's Pretty Boys. We have Loki's Promiscuous Penguins. We have Van Seal's Step Bros. And we have 2 new teams. Fort Mort is going to captain Da Bears, and Ram Bam is going to captain the Polyamorous Python. So, we will have videos. We need your guys' fan feats. Fan feats are going to be an important part of Season 5. We need to know what your guys' fan feats are, so if they can accomplish them, they can get some points and really help out to make the IGL great, because the IGL is already awesome, and we're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes to make it worse. Also, check out apgains.org for the greatest free resource for all Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes players. I've been AP Gains. If you want to support me, Patreon, first link in the description. But if not, it's okay. I love you, and I'll see you later.